That's Ben Broombaugh, the center, will bat 7th. Colin McClure will bat 8th and play shortstop. And Nathan Lang will be the DH. And the first pitch is brought to you by Butler's Apothecary. Butler's offers drug compounding, immunizations, and health screenings and free countywide delivery. Butler's Apothecary, 213, North Main Street, the way a pharmacy should be. First pitch fouled away by Will Gibbs and underway. Kiefer Parsons, number 16, on the mound. And the 0-1 also fouled straight back. Kiefer really shined in the second half of the season, earning himself a start here in the deciding third and final game of this series. He is a lefty, and he runs it up there pretty good. Great movement on the fastball and curveball in the dirt, and that count is now a ball and 2 strikes. Flash will send to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Dane DeWeese, Tyson LeBlanc, and Logan Lacey. Ellis Hurt moving up to the cleanup spot tonight for Coach J.D. Yarn squad. And the 1-2. Breaking ball is a beauty. I mean, gorgeous. And that is a called third strike. And Kiefer off to a great start. Defensively, it's Lacey, LeBlanc, Head, and Evans. The infield third to first. York, DeWeese, and Crawdaddy Corville, the outfield left to right. The battery of Ian Reagan, and on the mound, as we mentioned, Kiefer Parsons. The batter, Aiden Terry, the third baseman, and he is a good one. He takes the fastball to the outside corner for a called strike. No balls into strike. Great crowd, as you would expect, not only because it's Paducah and the Henderson Flash, but it's game 3 of the series. Fastball is high, and it's 1-1. Probably about 20 plus folks sitting to our left there in the visiting bleachers. Another 20 plus in chairs right outside the dugout. Fastball is high, and it's 2-1. Looking to the Flash side, tons of chairs over there, and it probably goes back all the way to the picnic tables. And then another 15 to 20 in the bleachers over there. So both crowds showing out well tonight. And the 2-1 is a bit low, and it runs the count 3-1. Now, I would have to think Kiefer, if he pitches well, might have one of those 7-inning performances, or at least get us into the 7th. And that one is swung on and missed on the outside corner. The count runs full now to Aiden Terry with Brady Grabowski. He's been one of those flash killers this year. He's on deck. The 3-2 is hit in the air to center. Is it going to stay up? It is not. Knocked down, though. DeWeese had to cover a lot of ground. He and Corville wound up in right center field. One backing up the other, and that's down for a single. 1 on and 1 out. Your batter is Grabowski, the left fielder. Flash will play him straight away for the most part. A couple of guys Monday night, one hit off the fence just short of the of hitting a home run, rather. The other hit one that short-hopped the fence in left field, so they had the power. Flash went on to hold on and won that game Monday night. 1 ball and no strikes. The curveball misses low and short of the mark. To Grabowski, the right-handed hitter, facing the left-handed throwing Parsons. Short lead at first. That fastball is right at the knees, and if he can spot that one, that's one of those pitches that creates a lot of ground balls, especially from these right-handed hitters. The ball kind of runs away from them from time to time. Reagan kind of sets up a little high this time, and the 1-1 swing and a ball smashed to the right side. Corville will get it in quickly, and there's first and second with 1 out after 2 hits back-to-back by Terry and now Grabowski.
Number 42, Kyle Hayes.
Kyle Hayes, the cleanup hitter, big fella. Wearing, as it's customary for a lot of players now, that oven mitt in their back pocket that they will put on their strong hand when they go on base. The pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball. Looked good. And they're going to say a strike. And it was. And he knew it. And I respect the fact that Kyle Hayes, and he's the type of hitter, as we've seen many times this year as we play these guys. Now this is the 11th time. And he said, you know what? You got me on that one. Challenge me again, he says. Here's the 0-1 from Parson on the way. Looks to second. And the check swing. Man, it looked like a changeup. Looked like it kind of changed speeds a little bit. And sneaks that one by him. He takes the strike, and it's 0-2. What's at stake here? The championship round. They'll play the winner of Madisonville and Fulton. They're playing game 3 tonight in Madisonville as Fulton tied it up with a win in Fulton last night. The 0-2 from Parsons, and it's a breaking ball high. Just trying to see where Kyle Hayes' headspace was there. That was all but expected. Terry, single to right center. Grabowski, single to right. There are your runners at first and second. One out with the strikeout of Gibbs to start the game. And a swing and a miss on a big, nasty curveball. 2 outs in the inning, both via the strikeout. And the batter is Parker Price. He's a good one. The Flash played him the last game of the regular season and roughed him up pretty good. But where he makes his money is right field and hitting the baseball, batting in the 5 spot tonight. Pretty much could put him all up and down that Chiefs lineup. Parsons will step off. Not sure if he called the timeout or the hitter Price, not sure. He's a left-handed hitter facing the lefty Kiefer Parsons. The pitch, low for ball 1. Reagan does a good job, gets down under it. Did not allow the runners to advance. One ball, no strikes. Nobody really holding on any runners at this point. Swinging a line drive, caught by Lacey at third. And that retires the side. For Kiefer Parsons and the Flash, no runs on a pair of hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning with your score. Chiefs, nothing. Flash coming to bat when we return. It's Henderson Flash Baseball in the deciding Game 3 from Flash Field on WSON. Going to be for the Henderson Flash, Dane DeWeese, Tyson LeBlanc, and Logan Lacey. Finishing out that lineup, batting cleanup tonight, the DH Ellis Hurt. Nate York will bat 5th and play left field. Ian Reagan, the catcher tonight. Taylor Head will bat in the 7th spot and play second base. Colton Evans will play first and bat 8th. And Crawdaddy Corville, Crawford will bat 9th and play in right field. Top pitcher tonight for the Flash, David Limbach. And Limbach was very good against the Flash in a relief appearance in which the Flash won that game. And he didn't give up a lot. I think the Flash were lucky to touch him up for a couple of hits and a couple of walks. But for the most part, he's a long and lanky guy. He has got great whip on the fastball, moves the ball up and down quite well and from side to side. And it'll be up to the Flash to make adjustments early on. Flash, Coach J.D. Yarn, I talked to him prior to the interview, would love to get on top in one of these big games early on. First pitch is a fastball. It's fouled back over the grandstand area toward the concession stand. 0-1. Tom Hamilton of, not sure if I think it's 99.5 The Fan down in Paducah. He's down there calling the game in his red golf shirt, supporting his team. Swing and a chopper. It's going to be a tough play. The shortstop's got a long throw, not in time. And Dane DeWeese legs out the infield single. It must be noted, Colin McClure with a nice backhand. He had to go all the way across his body, and the speedy DeWeese able to beat it out. So Tyson, and if you want to know what this team is made of, last night They were down 5-0 all night. Got into the top of the ninth inning, put a couple of runners on, and had LeBlanc, who is arguably one of the team's best hitters, right there with Ellis Hurt and Logan Lacey. And also, there's a couple others you can throw in there that are around the 300 mark. But Tyson come up and they had the tying run at the plate with 2 outs, unable to get that big hit that would have ended the series. But now the Flash with a runner going on the hit and run. That's going to be an out at first for Lacey. Bad throw in the dirt. We'll take it. As with Limbach on the mound, that moves Terry to third. And Aiden Terry on a bad throw. And I'm gonna pre-call some of these, kind of maybe talk it into existence. So DeWeese, who was going to steal the base easily on the hit and run, makes it to second easily, but on the bad throw to first, LeBlanc is on. That's going to be the first error of the night. That's good. The bunt is down. Is it going to roll back foul? Nope, stays foul. And I might have said Lacey earlier on that error at first base on the throw from the shortstop, or from Terry at third. I apologize. That was LeBlanc. Lacey is now the hitter. First and second, and nobody out. The Flash desperately want to get on top in this one, and they're off to a great start. They need that second and third hit to really open things up early on. DeWeese kind of cat and mouse out there, and the ground ball. That's going to be an infield single. Oh, it goes off the foot. No wonder it had no pace on it. It came right off. Looked like maybe the front foot on the right-handed hitter. That'd be the left foot of Lacey. So both runners, LeBlanc and DeWeese, will head back to first and second respectively. Where's the one? You almost got it. That would have been a good one for that. You almost got it. But unfortunately, that would have been against Logan. So there you go. No balls and 2 strikes now. Lacey going to try to dig in here and move the runners. The pitch outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Can't be real selective here if it were a 1-ball, 1-strike count, or maybe a 2-ball, 1-strike count, obviously. But right now, Lacey finds himself where he's got a battle with a ball and 2 strikes with nobody out. We'll set the defense for the Chiefs in just a moment. And the 1-2. Swing and the ball hit in the air, not very far though, and it's going to be caught though. Running in is Grabowski for the out. And there's now one away. Ellis Hurt is the batter, and again, in the last 25 games, no one has hit it better than Ellis Hurt. He is an aggressive hitter. Only a couple of walks on the season, batting behind the team leader with about 28 walks was Lacey, or maybe 26. I'm not 100% sure on that. As a matter of fact, if I need to know that, I need to go right to the source, don't I? The pitch is hit in the air, but foul, out of play over the Flash dugout. Ellis on the season, 35 games played, batting .321. He trails only Tyson LeBlanc at .350, Lacey at .316, DeWeese at .306, Corville at .243. The pitch on the way, and a swing, and a ball gets away, and that's going to put runners at second and third, as that is a pass ball. That went right off the catcher, Luke Diamond's glove, on the swing and a miss by Ellis Hurt. And now a wild pitcher pass ball would give the Flash their first run, either team's first run of the night. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the Chiefs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and counting for the Flash. Second and third now, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 gone. First strikeout of the night for Limbach. And Nate York. Nate on the season, batting at .220. He's got 18 hits, 4 doubles on the season. Knocked in 12 runs. He's got a chance to knock in runs 13 and 14 here if he's not careful. 2 outs on the pitch from Limbach. Swing and a miss, strike 1. No, it's going to be tough. Runs are going to be at a premium again tonight. We're going to see something similar to that 2-1 victory on Monday night course, it was only a 5-2 game last night. Flash not scoring until the top of the ninth when they came in with 2 runs, or came up with 2 runs. Limbach sets and fires. Popped up in the air, but out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of inning number 1. Both teams have had 2 on in this game, as they had runners at first and second. And the Flash have runners at second and third with 2 outs. The pitch is high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. A ball and 2 strikes. Limbach gets the side, and the pitch is in the dirt. And a fine stop there by Luke Diamond of the Chiefs to keep it a scoreless game. As Deweese, the Flash leadoff man who reached on a single, just 90 feet away from the game's first run. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 aboard the pitch. And he's fouled it back. Good job there to stay alive. David Limbach, a right-handed pitcher. Nate York bats from the right side. And the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss on a curveball. And that retires the side. Henderson Flash, boy, did they have a chance there. They leave 2, no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 left. We go to the top of the second inning with your score. Scoreless from Flash Field here in this elimination game of the OVO Wooden Bat Summer League playoffs on WSON. The ballpark is the top of the second inning, and I've got a very, very special guest in the booth with us tonight. Is joining us is 8-year-old Grayson Wilson. Grayson, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good.
Now, you've been to a couple Flash games now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's your favorite Flash player?
25.
That's number 25 we're talking about. Game 1 winner, Logan Haslam. I see that you've got a shirt. What's on your shirt?
Their team
Yeah?
signed the.
Their autograph?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
Put all their autographs.
Now, is that one of your favorite shirts now?
Yeah.
I can tell that that's the case. And, of course,
Who's our pitcher?
our pitcher tonight is Kiefer Parsons. He starts things with a breaking ball for a called strike to Luke Diamond, 0-1. Can you throw a baseball, Grayson?
Yeah.
I figured you could. The pitch is just below the knees, and it evens and a ball and a strike. Tell me about that person next to you. Who is that?
Daddy.
That's your daddy. Of course it is. I got a heads up. Swing and a ground ball towards short. LeBlanc's going to have to hustle up and fires in time for the out. Fine play on both ends for both LeBlanc and Evans. And there is now one away to start the second inning. All right, let's see. Tell us a little bit about yourself, okay, Grayson? Do you go to school?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
To Ditson Elementary.
Oh, I know it quite well. I know a lot of folks there. Dan Ray is the one that warned me that you would be coming up here today. And he said Dad was going to have you come up here. Have you had a good summer?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. They tell me that you have probably one of the greatest, I guess, attitudes and personalities from anyone they've ever met. You really impressed that Henderson Flash baseball team the other night. And I tell you what, Dad, can you tell us a little bit grab that microphone out of the window. You might have to open the window a little bit. Tell us a little bit, if you would, about Grayson's situation.
Well, May 8th, he was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia, so it kind of turned everything upside down.
Right. And, of course, has he been receiving treatment since then?
Yeah, we've been back and forth to Norton's in Louisville for past couple months now.
And what has been his attitude through this whole thing?
Mostly good.
Yeah.
He's had his ups and downs, but majority of the time he's been about like what you see right here.
And from what I know and from what I've heard and people that's been around you, Grayson, they're very proud of you, the way that you have handled yourself, and I think you've really enjoyed this summer, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what. What else? What is your favorite sport at all? It's baseball?
Baseball and hockey.
You like hockey? Oh my goodness! I should have you meet my partner in crime on Talon, Tracy. Tracy Likens is a huge soccer guy, and he's from Webster County also. Ground ball up the middle, knocked down by Parsons, lobs to first in time for the out, and there's quickly 2 away.
He's out.
He is. I tell you what, I couldn't have said it better myself. And you have a much sweeter voice than I do, and I think it's very cool. Now, when did you turn 8? When's your birthday?
February the 15th.
February the 15th. So you're right after Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Do people forget that it's your birthday sometime and remember Valentine's Day?
I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of threw you a curveball there, didn't I? That's okay. I understand completely. You're an absolute sweetheart, Grayson. I want to keep you up here until they make the final out here. And the pitch from Parsons is a curveball. Man, that looked good from here. But again, we are blocked by the umpire and the catcher. Now, when you play baseball, what's your favorite thing? Do you like to pitch or do you like to hit?
Pitch and hit.
That's what I'm talking about. Why do one when you could do it all? That's fantastic. You go ahead. What's on your mind? Been swimming any this summer?
I can't.
Okay, I understand. What else have you been doing besides traveling around being a superstar?
Outside, playing outside.
All right. Well, hey, stick around for just a moment, if you would, as that one's flying into right field. Hauled in by Corville in a 1-2-3 inning for the Henderson Flash defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We add to the bottom of inning number 2 with your score. Flash nothing, Chiefs nothing. Back with more in a moment. It's Flash Baseball on WSON. And we got special guest, 8-year-old Grayson Wilson, who was the star of the show Monday night here as the Flash team did the best they could to hold up and catch up with Grayson around the bases. He ran the bases. You can look that up on WSON Radio. I think it's also on Henderson Flash. Look that up and see how that looked on Monday night. And of course, I'm told, Dad reminds me, and that first pitch is high for ball 1. You reminded me that I coached you. What year would that have been?
09.
09?
09 to 11.
Swing and a miss. It's a ball and a strike. Ian Reagan at the plate. I have coached for many. I've now been on the staff off and on
Let's go Flash!
for 30 years. Grayson, I couldn't have said it by myself. And my memory gets worse with every pitch. Here's the 1-1. Oh, a beauty. Curveball taken for a strike. Ian Reagan didn't like it, but it was very, very good. I'm sure I did a wonderful job coaching you, didn't I? Come on now. You just saying that because we're on the radio. Grayson, is your dad funny sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. And for Limbach, that is his third strikeout of the contest. And with one out.
Number 6 up to bat.
Now, who is number 6? Do you know?
No.
It's going to be Taylor. Say Taylor.
Taylor.
Head.
Head.
There you go. Taylor Head up. With one out, nobody aboard, and Limbach fires. That one's fouled off the helmet, I believe, of Luke Diamond. Although you would think D-I-A-M-O-N-D. It is indeed D-Y-M-O-N-D. What are you going to do tomorrow? Do you have anything planned already? The weekend's coming up. You doing anything?
I don't know.
All right, well, something's going to come up. Ground ball is short. McClure picks it up on a hop, skips and fires just in time to retire Head. 2 gone. And that'll bring up Colton Evans. He is the lone former Henderson County Colonel in the lineup tonight. The other Colonel that might see some action in the bullpen is Seth Galloway. Seth has thrown the ball very well of late, and we've actually had him on the show earlier in the Flash season. 2 outs, nobody on.
Nobody on.
Golly, that makes me feel old. I remember when he was like this.
Yeah, we all remember Colton when he was like a year and a half, 2 years old, hobbling around the ballpark, didn't we? That one is in there for a strike on another curveball. Limbach has relied heavily on the curveball the first inning and 2/3. The 0-1 rather, is fouled back. Now it's 0-2.
0-2.
What's that mean? No balls, 2.
Strike.
Atta boy. Here we are, just enjoying a ball game here at Henderson Flash Field with our good friend Grayson Wilson. The pitch is high and inside, a little close. Defensively, it's Terry, McClure, Gibbs, and Hayes, the infield third to first. Grabowski, Broombaugh, and Price, the outfield left to right. Luke Diamond behind the dish, and David Limbaugh here in the second inning as a starter. And that one is in the dirt and gets away from the catcher just for a moment. So are you going anywhere when you leave the booth? Are you going to watch the rest of the game? You might need to talk to the team, maybe a pep talk, something to get them going, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. How do you feel today, Grayson?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on. Flash looking for their first hit and first run, for that matter. It's a scoreless game here in the second. And that one's popped in the air. Calling for that one will be the second baseman, Gibbs. And he'll make the play right behind the first base area in short right field. And that will retire the side. Well, I'm going to tell you something, partner. It's been my honor having you in the booth tonight. And you stick around and have a great game and enjoy yourself, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Grayson Wilson joining us in the broadcast booth tonight here on WSON. You might be seeing there are some fundraisers. We'll talk more about them coming up tomorrow morning on Steve and Ginger. We read 2 of them today, one that's coming up very soon, one that'll be coming up in August. And we'll talk more about that. As a matter of fact, we'll make it a point to talk about that one all morning long. It has been an honor to have in the booth with us Mr. Grayson Wilson. And again, 8 years old and battling leukemia at the moment. And again, we wish him all the best and we love him dearly. And we want to see him back in the ballpark very soon. Back with more following this timeout. Swing and a miss as the first strikeout already of Nathan Lang, the DH.
Now batter.
That is strikeout number 3 for Parsons. One away for Will Gibbs. Parsons out for his 3rd inning as a starter. That one misses low and away. Thank you. Swing and a ground ball, base hit up the middle. The leadoff man avenges that strikeout on the 1st inning. He's aboard. That's the 3rd hit of the night.
Number 15.
As right now, right off the bat, it's the Chiefs, so the aggressors early on in this scoreless matchup in the top of the 3rd. One out and one on for Aiden Terry, who had a single to right field. First pitch on the outside edge. Fastball for strike 1. Again, all of our prayers, as I said a prayer during the middle innings there during the commercial break, is Grayson Wilson, as we said, on the show battling leukemia. And again, it's something that hits very close to home. My father is now battling that for about the last month now. And the prognosis for him, by being an older person, he is 90, not as good as someone like Grayson, and we wish him well. And again, our thoughts and prayers at WSON and mine currently here at the ballpark tonight, praying for 8-year-old Grayson Wilson. And be listening tomorrow morning for all of the upcoming fundraisers for Grayson coming up in the coming week, and also a big one coming up in August, both of which should be big money raisers. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch to Terry is in the dirt. Nice stop. Reagan keeps it in front of the plate. Terry with a single tonight. He's 1 for 1. From the stretch, Parson digs in, looks to the side, sets at the chin, and the lefty kicks and fires. Just a bit high, and it's 3-1. This is where, if the wheels start to wiggle with flash pitching of late, it's been the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings, and it's been with walks. The 3-1 is high and outside for ball 4. So now 1st and 2nd, still the 1 out. Flash looking to make a play here. That is the first walk issued for Parsons. No big deal. You might trade it out just to move runners, but then you're looking at another scenario with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. We saw that back in the 1st inning. 1 out, and the pitch from Parsons is a ball hit in the air to left field. York will move to his right, camp under it, backs up a little bit, kind of drifted on him just a little bit, but he makes the out for out number 2. The good news, nobody moved on that one as far as runners are concerned. They stayed at 1st and 2nd. But another tall order, Kyle Hayes, who did strike out last time up, will get his 2nd opportunity at Kiefer Parsons. But I was getting back to my original point with Grayson. Be listening tomorrow morning, Steve and Ginger. We're going to, instead of just talking about it, swing and a miss on a curveball, nothing, and 1 to Hayes, is we're going to actually read those fundraisers maybe 3 or 4 times each hour in both the 6 and 7 o'clock hour to make sure everybody knows and gets all the information that they need for this very, very special and very important fundraiser. The 0-1 is a bit low on the fastball to Hayes, and it's a ball and a strike. You're not going to keep a lot of these guys hitless. As a matter of fact, Gibbs, Terry, and Grabowski all with singles already. That's the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, as they got all the hits so far for this Chiefs team. The 1-1 in the dirt, and a good stop, but yes, does not get away far enough for Gibbs to advance from 2nd, but it does run the count 2-1. Try to be careful, but not too careful. If anything that moves like that, especially a good curveball or a biting fastball like that, if that hits the dirt, that's going to be a hard pickup for Reagan. The 2-1 Outside is a strike. Boy, that was, when I say outside, it was literally outside. Outdoors is basically as close as it was to the plate. But it is a called strike, and that does even the count at 2-2 to Hayes, the right-hander, facing the left-hander, Kiefer Parsons. First and second, 2 outs. Looks like he's going to try to outlast Hayes, maybe getting his head just a little bit. And now the hitter, Hayes, calls timeout. Another missed opportunity. I should have taken a picture of Grayson while he was in the booth with us. I was just excited to talk to him. There were so many things I wanted to ask the young man. Swing and a miss to the high fastball, and that retires the side. And with that, 4 Ks in the game for Parsons. Well, there were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. Henderson Flash Baseball in the elimination round moves to the bottom of the 3rd inning when we return on WSON. One and 2 hitters of Crawford Corville, Dane DeWeese and Tyson LeBlanc. Corville again batting for the first time tonight. Turned in some outstanding defensive performances here in the last 3 or 4 ball games. That's a first pitch strike. 0-1. Corville, right-handed hitter. Kind of off the plate a little bit. That one's inside. Looked good, but now actually probably a little too far inside. The count evens at a ball and a strike. You know, of all the young men on this team I got to know this year, probably none more so did I get to know than the Crawdaddy. We had some good talks over this summer. The ground ball off the pitcher. That's going to be an infield single. No way the pitcher's going to come up with that. That went right through the wickets. And Crawdaddy hit it right on the nose. And again, he's the kind of young man you want on your team and you want to root for. And again, I'll charge you to find anybody in that dugout on the 2024 version of the Flash that's not that same kind of young man. But got to know him, visited my home a couple of times. And again, just, you know, one of the kind of guys that you not only want in right field, but also in that dugout. Stays with the other 3 LSU Eunice guys at the Hauser's place. Aaron and Brandy already talking about bringing him back for a 3rd year. Michael, have we had many, if any, 3-year guys? JD was here a couple of years ago, then was out last year, then came back. Yeah. Runner goes. Boy, oh boy, he is safe. I'm telling you, I don't know if he got a slow start or what, but it was going to be one of those bunt and run situations with the fast DeWeese on the mound. And I think that Diamond kind of palmed it. I think when he reared back to throw it, I would tell you that Corville probably was halfway down the line. And Corville digs it out. And the throw was not handled well by Gibbs. So Crawdaddy with a stolen base there, well deserved. One ball, no strikes. The hitter is Deweese. Flash with a runner in scoring position. He squares again, gets it down. A beauty. Going to be a tough play at first, just in time. And a great play by Gibbs covering on that over from second. Corville makes it to third on the sac bunt. And a good play there by Luke Diamond, the catcher. 2-4 on the putout. As the second baseman Gibbs covering there. LeBlanc reached on an error. Couple of guys in this situation, and they're going to bat back-to-back. They're going to bat with LeBlanc and Lacey if we need contact. And with that, runs are going to be so tough to come by. Paducah already with the infield in on the grass. The pitch. Outside, good fastball, but misses for ball one. These two teams mirror each other a great deal, do the Chiefs and the Flash. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt, gets away, and the runner's going to come in to score, and he slides in safely. Great hustle there by Corville on the wild pitch to break a scoreless tie. Flash 1, Chiefs nothing. Both teams have had their chances, but the Flash took advantage of theirs when Crawford reached on a single, then stole a base. Made it to third on the bunt by Deweese, and now LeBlanc will bat 2-0, one out and nobody on, 1-0 Flash. Right at the knees, but maybe just a little short of the mark, and it's now 3-0 to someone else who runs quite well on the bases, Tyson LeBlanc. Lacey waits on deck, the 3-0. It's in the dirt for ball four. I've got that now as the first walk issued in the game for Limbach. And you may see a similar situation where we try to get LeBlanc to second without trading it out for it. But Lacey's the kind of guy in this situation, he's generally a guy that drives something in the grass and maybe even hits a gap. Foul ball right side over the grandstand and concession area, out of play, 0-1. And it had to have been a strike. In my experience in covering Logan for 2 years now, it had to have been a strike if it was the first pitch, because he normally will take that pitch. Fouls back a curveball, and it's 0-1. So far, LeBlanc not going anywhere at first, as the Flash playing for a big inning. They lead it, as I said moments ago, 1-0. The 0-2 to Lacey. Low. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
No.
Flash, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Chiefs, no runs, 3 hits and an error. The 1-2 offering from Limbach. In the dirt. Check swing, didn't go. Count evens at 2-2. The David Limbach curveball is one that is very, very hard to lay off. It's in the strike zone at about the knees, and then it just vanishes low into the catcher's mitt. The 2-2. Ball hitting out of center field right there at Brumbaugh. He'll make a couple of steps to his left for the out. Two away for Ellis Hurd, who struck out in his only plate appearance. Looking to atone quickly. Wind is blowing dead out into center field. You see the flags, they're all heading towards Highway 41. That could be a good thing for the Flash. That could be a good thing for the Chiefs. First pitch swinging, and swinging right through the fastball is hurt. 0-1. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Game 3's Madisonville and Fulton Railroaders. Fulton with the win down in Fulton last night to tie it up at 1. Fastball inside corner taken for a strike. And everybody in the park knows what's coming here on the 0-2. Don't think he's going to waste any time of throwing one out of the zone, but what do I know? Fulton leads 1-0 early in Madisonville. The pitch and a curveball hit. I thought that ball was going to come back fair and hit in foul territory about 10 feet from the plate. And then as it was heading to first, Kyle Hayes had enough time to catch that ball about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 feet outside the first base area. Limbach is set, and the 0-2 to Ellis. Hit in the air, but caught by the shortstop. For out number 3, Hurt lines out, and that retires the side. There was 1 run. Corville comes in on the wild pitch on 1 hit supplied by Crawdaddy. There were no errors and 1 left on base. When we return, it's the top of the 4th inning. Flash leading 1-0. Back with more right after this timeout on WSON. Leading it 1-0, scoring just moments ago when Crawford Corville reached on a single, stole a base, bunted over to third, then came home on the wild pitch from Limbach.
Now batting, number 23, Parker Price.
Parker Price batting for the second time tonight. First time up, lined out to the third baseman Lacey to end the threat, and it was a threat back in the first inning. Curveball misses outside for ball 1. Two different innings. Paducah's had runners on first and second or second and third, or actually both times first and second. Both times with 1 out and unable to score. So Flash right now defensively living by the sword. And now quickly the count runs to Price, 3-0. The 3-0 is high for ball 4. Second walk of the night. You're putting a guy that runs well on the bases.
Now batting, number 4,
Luke
Luke Diamond.
Diamond grounded out to short. Would be a double play guy if he could just hit it the way he did the last time up. The pitch is a square to bunt. Throw down to first. Nope. It's a called strike as Diamond could not get the bunt down. Reagan felt like he had Price off the bag, and Evans, who is new to the position, was nowhere near first base. And literally brand new to the position. The 0-1 squares again. It's bunted high, and it's going to be off the grandstand, as you might have heard. Bruh, we say. In unison. Bruh. 0-2 now to Diamond. 0 for 1 on the game. Flash kind of creeping up the middle for that double play ball. Pitch from Parsons. Low and outside. Good fastball. Had a lot of heat on that one. Count as a ball and 2 strikes now. Diamond will be followed by Brombaugh. Also 0 for 1 tonight. The pitch. Swing and a nice high curveball. That thing hung high. And that is 5 Ks in this game for Parsons. Now there's 1 out with a runner at first for Brombaugh. He'll be followed by Colin McClure, the Chief shortstop. Good lead over there by Price. He could be going literally any moment. Not this time, though. Fastball is high for ball 1. 1-0 your score here in the top of the 4th inning. The winner of this one moves on to the championship round. Right now, if it stays the way it is, they'll play Fulton here on Friday night. If not, if they win tonight, does the Flash, and Madisonville wins, we'll be there on Friday night with a day off tomorrow. Throw down to first. They got him picked off with a good throw to second, and they don't do it. I mean, he literally toyed with the Flash on that one. And again, tough throw to make as the right-handed Evans has to catch the ball, turn all the way around just to get a throw to second. And Price too fast for that. So he's at second. We had him picked off. Time is called. Maybe the hidden ball trick is coming. And I'm kidding. Listen again tomorrow during the broadcast of Stephen Ginger, and again on Friday. Not only will we have the drawing for the WSON Holiday World and Splash and Safari contest at about 7:20 a.m. on Friday. We'll get you registered again tomorrow, but we're going to be talking a lot about Grayson Wilson, the 8-year-old young man who is absolutely fearless and is battling leukemia, and he's become a very dear friend of the Flash baseball team and this community at large. And so we want to make sure that we get all the information in regards to fundraising over the next, let's say the next 3 or 4 weeks. And again, be listening tomorrow morning all about it on Stephen Ginger's. We'll talk about it all morning long, not just on community items. The 2-0 pitch, low for ball 3. Brombaugh, the center fielder, grounded out to Parsons on a big hop right there in front of the long lefty. Trying to get on the other side of the scoreboard. The 3-0 is taken for a strike. Brombaugh tried to get in the head of Parsons, squaring to bunt as he was coming to the plate. Parsons having none of it. The 3-1 pitch. Hammered into left field, and that's going to be down. York will get it in quickly. Now runners at first and third with only 1 out. Runners at the corners for Parsons, and it looks like there is a little bit of activity going on down there. I know I saw Seth Galloway heading that way. There's somebody already in the bullpen. Aiden Mutah getting loose out there, so we may see him a little sooner. Now, I feel like if Parsons can get through this inning, I think he will start the 5th inning. But let's see what he does here. Runner goes, and the first pitch is a ball, and he takes second base. There was no plan to throw the ball to second base or anyway. So second and third now with still 1 out. Flash looking for a pop-up in the infield here, maybe a ground ball to Lacey. Lacey get this runner in a rundown here at third, as he's very dangerous on the base paths for both the Flash and for the Chiefs, to be honest with you. He should have been picked off a little earlier in the inning at first base, but Flash couldn't make a couple of tough throws. 2-0, Parsons got to get going. And a ground ball up the middle. That looks like it's going to be 1. 2 runs are going to come in. Second throw to the plate, not in time. Walks, boys. Walks will kill you. 2-1. Paducah leads it, and the Flash have got to get off the mat. Quit waiting for somebody else to make a play and to get a hit. The time is drawing near. Batter is Lang. I'm sorry. First pitch in the dirt. The batter is Nathan Lang. Back-to-back hits put Paducah in front. Lang struck out his only plate appearance. Got to keep this thing at a one-run deficit. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike. Coming back, the Flash will have Nate York, Ian Reagan, and Taylor Head at the plate in the dirt. And it just feels like right now Parsons is struggling to get ahead in the count. Two walks in the game, does have 5 strikeouts, also given up 5 hits. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Two to nothing. Fulton leads Madisonville now. Home plate umpire blew that one. I mean, there's no other way to put it. That ball was absolutely perfect. You've almost got to, after you make that call, you got to apologize to the catcher. Foul ball back to the screen. The count remains full at 3-2. Runner at first, 1 out. 2 runs already in. Paducah has reclaimed the lead. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 for Kiefer Parsons. And there's 2 down for the leadoff man, Will Gibbs, who singled his last time out. He is 1 for 2 with a strikeout with that single. The pitch to Gibbs. Inside corner is a called strike. No balls and a strike. Parsons sets and fires. Curveball's a bit high. Time is called as Ian Reagan's going to come out, have a word, as well as Logan Lacey, the third baseman, with the pitcher Parsons. Taking a long time there. Understandably so. They're doing that also to give the relief pitcher a little more time to get warmed up. I tell you, the crowd is absolutely amazing. I want to say probably the biggest crowd, if not the biggest, one of maybe of the top 2 or 3. Huge amount of folks to our right. I'd say that the bleachers are probably about 70% full, and then there's probably another 20 or 30 sitting in chairs along that first baseline there on the right side of the booth here. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That long meeting was to, hey, throw a high fastball, make him swing and miss it, and he worked that to perfection. 1 ball and 2 strikes the pitch. He is inside in the dirt. Reagan does an admirable job, of knocking it down, keeping it in front of him. The runner stays put. Plays like that, they don't show up on the stat sheet. Let's say that happens and he gets second base on the wild pitch, and the next thing is a base hit. Well, he wasn't going to score on a base hit before he got wild pitched to second. So a play like that could really come back to help, especially in a 2-1 baseball game. The 2-2. Ground ball to third. Lacey will pick it up. Kind of snow cones it there. Fires a strike to first for the out. And that retires his side. Always good when you can get the leadoff man in that fashion. Unfortunately, 2 runs on 1-2 hits. No errors. And 1 left on base. It's a 2-1 Paducah lead when we head to the 4th. following this timeout on WSON. Of Henderson Flash baseball from Flash Field on the north end of Henderson. It's the Paducah Chiefs and the Henderson Flash, and the deciding game 3 of this 3-game series. Paducah now leads it 2-1. The pitch from Limbach in the dirt for ball 1. It's Nate York, who struck out his only plate appearance. He's 0 for 1, followed by Ian Reagan and Taylor Head. Flash scored in the bottom of the 3rd. Paducah scored 2 runs in the top of this inning, number 4. The 1-0 pitch. Chopper off the plate. Moving up is Limbach. He'll pick it up. Oh, it's in the outfield. And there goes York. He's heading to second. He might try third. Here's a good throw, and he's safe. And with nobody out, a tough play by Limbach, the pitcher, became a nightmare for the Chiefs. That's going to be an error on the pitcher. Second error of the night for the Chiefs, and the tying run is just 90 feet away for Ian Reagan. Reagan good with the bat, could see a situation for the squeeze here, but you've also increased the angles and probability of a base hit by bringing this infield in. So Ian might just swing away. The first pitch, swing, and away he did. 0-1. The Fulton Railroaders, folks, now lead it 4-0. This is a team that had a 13-game losing streak. They've now put it together, and they're looking to go to the championship game. That's a called strike. Good fastball from Limbach, who hasn't thrown a ton of them tonight. Wouldn't say he's been a junk ball pitcher tonight, but he's moved it around pretty good and been spotting that fastball well when he does throw it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He just challenged him on the 0-2. And with that, that is strikeout number 4 on the game. All right, somebody's got to get this guy in here with a runner at third base. And if it's Limbach on a wild pitch to Diamond, we'll take it. Looking for the tying run to come in soon. Swing and a miss. And the Flash are just not putting into play with any authority. Right now, they do have a couple of hits in the game. DeWeese started it off with a base hit. Crawford hit a hard ball. That one's in the air, but that's going to be foul in the right field corner. But as far as hitting something in the gap, toward the fence, in the alley, hasn't happened yet. Flash looking to tie it up with one swing of the bat or one pitch in the dirt. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. My goodness. These are opportunities that we're going to look back on and wish we had done something, anything with. Got a runner at third and back-to-back strikeouts. And it comes down to Colton Evans, who pumped out to the first baseman. He is 0 for 1 tonight. It was a 2-1 game Monday night, a 5-2 game last night. Base hit up the middle. And the former Colonel ties it up. Colton Evans drives in York, and it's a 2-2 baseball game. And the Crawdaddy, Crawford Corville, steps in. He's got a single, he's got a run scored, and a stolen base. His run was the first run of the night for the Henderson Flash. As a matter of fact, the first run for either team. 2-2 your score. The pitch. Swing and a gap. Can it get through? No. Catching that one is Parker Price. And that retires the side. Crawdaddy gave it a ride, but to no avail. Henderson Flash get a run on a hit. There was an error and one left. Off we go now into the top of the fifth inning. It's all tied at 2. Game 3 of the OVL Summer Series from Flash Field when we return on WSON. To Aiden Mutah. That'll close the book on Kiefer Parsons. Not a bad night at all. 4 innings pitched. He gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 2 and struck out 6. I think JD would love to have seen him pitch maybe into the 6th inning. And then maybe you get somebody to kind of bridge the gap between the 6 and the 7 and maybe a 2-inning save, a 5 or 6 out save, whatever the case may be. But you do what you have to do, as it'll be Aiden Terry, Brady Grabowski, and Kyle Hayes, 2, 3, and 4 hitters to face Mutah. The pitch on the way. Inside for ball 1. Once again, if you're just joining us, the Flash and the Chiefs tied at 2 here in game 3 of this 3-game series. And that one's hit in the air, but foul, left side now to play. And right now, the last update we have, Fulton leads Madisonville in game 3 of that series, 4-0. Oh, make that 4-1 now. That one's a strike, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And there is a fly in here that has literally pestered everyone from one end of the booth to the other. And now it's made its way south, or make that way north to my end from the south. So say something nice. That one's just a bit high. The count evens at 2-2. That was on the outside edge, just misses. And it's now 3-2 to Terry. I remember his mentality when he walked earlier. He was really upset about it. Just be glad you got pitched to. You had your chances to get on. And a walk's not the worst thing in the world, better than a line drive out. My goodness, what has to happen? That's the second time the umpire just stares at a pitch, daring someone to say something about it. We dare not, I say, get better. That's not the problem. The problem is, at this point, some of us have already maxed out. 1 on, nobody out. Mutah on the mound. Good curveball. That's a strike to Grabowski. 1 for 2 with a pop to left and a base hit to right. That one misses. And it's a ball and a strike. The 1-1 for Mutah. He is fouled out of play. Like they said, Madisonville's gotten on the board. It's 4-1 going into the top of the fifth inning, so they're pretty much paralleling at the same rate that this game is as we're in the top of the fifth. Top of the fifth. Swing and a miss, and he's out. Runner at first, he cannot advance. So Grabowski out on strikes. Nice piece of pitching there for Mutah. Chiefs 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors, one of which was quite costly. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Flash. Scoring in the 3rd and 4th innings to tie it up. And the pitch is a strike to Kyle Hayes. Just got a gut feeling that the Flash can get a lead in this one. Again, a secondary lead, if you will, a second lead. Swing, check at first. It's in the umpire said he did not go. But I feel like Flash could hold them off here and get a run or two, get that 2-run lead, really put the emphasis and put the pressure not only on the Chiefs pitcher, but every Chiefs hitter that comes up the rest of the night. The 1-1 is high, good fastball, but just out of the zone, 2-1 now. You don't want to put a guy like Kyle Hayes in a good hitting position, especially when the cleanup man is struck out both times he's batted tonight. He was the 2nd and 4th K of Kiefer, swing and a miss. If he throws that pitch again, Kyle Hayes might lose his helmet, his bat, and his oven mitt in his back right pocket. Mutah from the stretch gets his sign from Reagan. He sets at the belt, short lead at first, and the 2-2 pitch. And a ground ball towards short, picking up his head. He'll go to second for 1. Over to first for the out. That is the 4-6-3 double play, and that will end it here in the top of the 5th inning. We go to the bottom of the frame with your score. Flash 2, Chiefs 2. When we return, Game 3, the deciding game that'll send one of these two teams to the championship. When we return, it's Flash Baseball on WSON. Coverage of Henderson Flash Baseball. Check us out with streaming video coverage. As a matter of fact, I neglect we were thought to be having to do just audio and video stream only, but as it worked out, we're able to be on 96.5 FM and 860 AM, as well as always, the WSON radio app and WSONradio.com, where we stream live video coverage. Flash bat with the leadoff man, Deweese, LeBlanc, and Lacey. The pitch, high for ball 1. Limbach still in. There is some activity. A right-hander warming up in the Chiefs bullpen. Said number 21 is warming up. And I'll have to check that out. I wish I knew what I was doing with this phone over here. All right. Number 21, as they say, Max Vosters, or Vosters, as it were. Somebody we haven't seen at Flash Field. Maybe we've seen them in Paducah, but we don't cover those broadcasts. I wish we did. I wouldn't drive to Paducah, though, but I wish we did. Somebody else would have to cover me for that one. That one in the Fulton game, but I'll do Madisonville and Hoptown all day. Here's the 1-2. Popped in the air, deep to center, but backing up one step and back at it is Brombaugh for the catch, one away. Tyson LeBlanc reached on an error in the first and walked in the third inning. He'll be followed by Logan Lacey, who popped to left and popped into center. As the Flash would love to take the lead here in the middle innings, get at least another inning or two out of Mutah, let him get at least through the lineup. He's only faced 3. Let him pitch at least one more inning. Breaking ball inside for ball 1. Mutah, I tell you, I don't know what it is about these guys in these summer wooden bat leagues. Some of them are artists about getting hit by a pitch. And some of them I've seen hit in the strike zone, the 1-0. Just inside, and that almost hit LeBlanc. Remember, Alex, it's LeBlanc. There's no finish. LeBlanc. The 2-0. That's a strike. Solid fastball. Not a lot of speed on the fastball. Doesn't really need it. The ball has natural movement on it, and he sets up his curveball very well. If you don't believe me, check the stats. The 2-1. And a hammer shot into left center. That's going to be extra bases. Tyson digs for 2, and the go-ahead run is at second with 1 out, and Logan Lacey steps to the plate. First extra base hit of the night for the Flash. And that is the 4th hit of the night for the Flash. Nobody with more than 1 hit. Corville, Evans, LeBlanc, and DeWeese, who led the game off with a single. So a runner now at second, getting a good lead. First pitch fastball, high and inside for ball 1. Looking ahead to the Chiefs' 6th inning, Parker Price, Luke Diamond, and Ben Brombaugh. They've been problems for the Flash tonight. Price and Brombaugh both scoring. That one's fouled back, and it's a ball and a strike. And, man, you just feel for Lacey right now. He's had some good at-bats of late, just not getting a lot of love, like the ball's not making it in play very well. And he had the pitch he wanted there, and you could tell just a lot of frustration in that cut. Just missed it, barely. The 1-1 from Brombaugh on the way. In the dirt, and a nice stop, great stop by Diamond. But the good news, that count, I believe, now 2-1, is that right? Okay, so here we go. Looks down, Boxer, coach at third. Cody Schultz, the coach at first base. JD in the dugout tonight. And the 2-1 on the way. Hammered, but foul. I mean, he jumped on that ball. Fastball inside, turned on it, and just a little quick.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Cowbell Nation going on in the reserve seating area right below the grandstand as you hear it. I try to turn the mic up a little time each time to make you feel like you're a part of the game. Now the count evens after that long, or just said sharply hit foul ball to 2-2 with 1 out, a runner at second. Runner, the pitcher spins to throw to second. No one covering. Did not make a throw. LeBlanc with a good lead, and the 2-2. Oh, now it's going to be Lacey. That's going to break things up a little bit. He had to step out, so he called timeout. Once again, if you missed it, you did miss it. 8-year-old Grayson Wilson was in the booth tonight. We'll talk more about it. Curveball is just outside, and I don't know if Lacey thought that was going to be a strike or not. And he was very adamant that he took the pitch, and he was hoping that it was the right result, and so far it has been. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a runner at second. Tie ball game, bottom of the 5th inning. Flash batting. Fouled back again. He had a nice cut, did Lacey. Leads the team in home runs with 5. And if I'm not mistaken, all 5 home runs are on the road. Hard not to take that personal. Yeah, my favorite player. Never get a chance to see him hit a home run. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Limbach sets at the belt, looks to second, and the pitch. It's low for ball 4. And boy, you talk about working a count. Lacey did just that. He was down in that count, a ball and 2 strikes. Fouled off 2 or 3 and drew the walk. And I think that's only the 2nd walk of the night. So that's going to bring up Ellis Hurt. He lined one sharply to short. And pitcher is going to look like he's going to change it. And I don't know, he may stay in the game. Limbach is out there. The coach has the ball in his mat, and it's going to be a new pitcher. Number 21 is going to come into the game. But we're going to make sure of that before we move on. Yep, number 21 is in. That's the guy that we saw, I thought, warming up, but it's not. Yeah, it is. Max Vosters, or Vosters, as it were. So we'll come back and we'll total things up on Limbach. It's a pitching change. We'll come back with more following this timeout.
Now pitching.
Pitcher in the game, as we mentioned just moments ago, Max Vosters, Vosters, V-O-S, make sure that I'm getting that right, V-O-S-T-E-R-S, number 21. Never pitched at Flash Field, that much I can attest to. The right-hander fires a strike to Ellis Hurt, who's batting for the 3rd time tonight. A strikeout in the 1st, line down to the shortstop to end the 3rd. We're going to do the line here just momentarily on David Limbach. 4 1/3 innings. Fouled out of play, 0-2. 2 runs on 4 hits David gave up. 2 walks and 5 Ks with solid performance as he exits with 1 out in the 5th inning in a tie ball game. Both runs are his. LeBlanc with a double down at second. Lacey with the walk just moments ago down at first. Vosters with the 2-0. 0-2. Runner goes. Wow, man. That one goes into play. We're going to get a run for sure. And Logan will go all the way to 3rd.
Everybody clap your hands.
And what I was going to say about Logan's at bat earlier, he's had bats that weren't hits, but they were effective in other ways, and this time the walk was huge. The 0-2. Hit, fouled out of play. And you got to bring that same mentality every time to the plate. I feel like a lot of these guys do that. Ellis Hurt's one of them. Tyson LeBlanc, when they reach the plate. Dane DeWeese is another. We've seen some outstanding focus from a guy like Crawford Corville in right field. He made a play Monday that saved the game in game one of this series, as that would have given Paducah the lead at that point. And then he had the big hit earlier and scored the first run of the game. Once again, the 0-2. Foul ball, man. Nice cuts up there for Ellis. He's been putting it in play very well. The strikeout tonight was not a customary strikeout based on his attempts at the plate as of late. And I say that over the span of like maybe 6, 7, 8 ball games. He just hasn't struck out maybe as much as he had the first 20-plus games. But that's like a medium to small sample size there. But he's still very aggressive in the 0-2. Runner goes, ground ball, it's a base hit! Here comes the go-ahead run. Lacey sliding into third base, and a huge base hit for Ellison Hurt. Bringing it here on Wednesday night in this championship game of round one. Nate York will come to the plate now. Coming in to score was LeBlanc. Over to third is Lacey, hustling in there. And Vosters comes in for Paducah, and it just keeps going. That's 3 runs given up by Limbach now. That was on his plate when he left the game. That runner at third, Lacey, also his. No balls and a strike, 3-2. Flash now lead it. 1 out, runners at the corners. Vosters the pitch. Good one. Fastball at the belt. Taken there was York. He thought it might have been a little bit high. I thought that was probably the limit of what would be acceptable. The 0-2. Fouled out of play. A little surprised that Ellis didn't go early in this count. Now that it's at 0-2, it's not a good point because you could easily call a pitch out here and give up a ball out of the strike zone. But they're not going to throw the runner down. They're not going to throw to second base with 1 out and a runner at third. There he goes, outside, and now 2 in scoring position is Hurt now at second. And a base hit would blow this one wide open. Let's check and see what's going on with that game in Madisonville with Fulton. First place, Madisonville trailing at 4-1. Swing, the ball's hit. It's going to get down. It is going to get down. Here comes a run to score. They throw it to the plate for whatever reason. And coming in is Lacey. And a huge single from Nate York. Drives in a huge run. Going all the way to third on that is Hurt. And it is now Flash 4, Chiefs 2. As Coach J.D. Yarn's team looking to turn up the heat a little bit. I will remind you that game in Madisonville between the last place Fulton Railroaders is now a 5-1 game as they lead it here with Madisonville batting with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Fulton looking to hold on there. Flash looking to do the same thing here. They have not been a gracious host to Max Vosters. Still runners at the corners. That one's on the outside edge. Taken for a strike, that's Ian Reagan. And again, you'd love to see another scenario where Nate York, who also runs well, swipes that base, and in a base hit or an error brings in 2 more runs and doubles this lead now. It's already at 4-2. Swing and a miss Reagan didn't have near enough bat for that. Curveball well off the plate. But I like the fact that Ian is being aggressive at the dish. The 0-2 from Foster's forthcoming. High and outside, 1-2.
No.
I feel like if there's one more out of the strike zone with a 2-2 count, you may go ahead and send York. Luke Diamond, though, very accomplished behind the plate for Paducah. The 1-2. And he fouls it back. Good job. A good at bat for Ian Reagan. He got fooled on one pitch, but has battled ever since. If anything, something to the right side could be exciting because second baseman Will Gibbs, he is almost behind the bag at second. Big gap between first and second. And the 1-2 from Foster's out of the strike zone, swing and a miss. No shot at that. 2 outs and still runners at the corners.
From second, Nazarene University, this second baseman, number 6, Taylor Craig.
Taylor hit the batter, grounded out to short in the second, struck out in the 4th inning. They go to the 6th inning with Fulton coming to the plate in Madisonville with Fulton up 5-1. Swing and a miss. And right now the Flash have not shown they can hit the curveball of Max Foster's. The good news is the damage early in this attempt against Max Foster's has been on fastballs middle in. The 0-1. Outside corner. I mean, he is painting right now. For a guy to come in and throw as poorly as he did to start, he's really settled down, and sometimes that's all it takes. Get an out, get a second out, and move on. Foster sets with the 0-2 pitch on the way. High. Runner's going to try to get caught in a rundown. They're not going to fall for that. So Nate York down at second now. So a base hit would bring in 2. Taylor is very capable. Had some big RBIs midway through the season in some big spots. Fouled it back. Kind of like the same pitch we saw Reagan offer at that last strike he had. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. The Flash fans have certainly had something to cheer about as they've taken a 4-2 lead. And the 1-2. That'll do it for the bottom of the 5th inning, but the Henderson Flash did quite well if you're just joining us. 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. I have them down for no errors and 2 left on base. Flash lead at 4-2. We'll come back with the top of the 6th inning right after this on WSON. One pitch, 1 out. We'll take that all night, especially when you retire a guy like Parker Price, who walked and scored back in the 4th inning. Boy, it'd be really nice if you could get Mutah through the 6th and even maybe the 7th, at least getting into the 7th, shorten that bullpen a little bit. First pitch breaks outside for ball 1. Taken all the way there was Luke Diamond, the catcher, looking for his first hit. Grounded to short early on and then struck out in the 4th. The pitch, high and outside. Again, the Fulton Railroaders looking for an upset as they lead at 5-1, batting in the top of the 6th inning in Madisonville against the Miners, the 2-0. Fouled it back, and it's 2-1. I like the fact that Aiden came with the fastball in that situation, not trying to get too crafty. Comes back with the 2-1, high for ball 3. Good movement on the fastball. You see the nice pop in the mitt. Nothing wrong with that. As a relief pitcher, you'd like to have a good fastball you can spot from time to time, and the 3-1 is fouled back again on another solid fastball from Mutah. Wyatt Bowling on ball duty tonight, and it was beaten to the ball by the Paducah ball boy. A lot of fun. The payoff pitch. Oh, did he go? Yes, he did. Strikeout. Number 2 for Mutah. And with 2 gone, that'll bring up Ben Brumbaugh. Singled and scored. He knocked in Price back in the 4th inning. Now batting with nobody on. And right now, you've got to leave, as long as he's sound, you've got to leave Aiden Mutah in the game because he's only faced 5 hitters. He's gotten all 5 of them out. Fastball just above the belt. 1 ball, no strikes. Flash lead it 4-2. They scored 3 innings in a row. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. The 1-0. Fastball at the knees, just on the outside edge. Even sinks to the ball and a strike. Don't think Brumbaugh liked it very much, but that's all right. He's a battler just like Mutah on the mound. And the 1-1. Just a bit low. 2 balls and a strike. And Mutah trying to work his 2nd consecutive 3-up, 3-down inning. The 2-1 pitch. And that's hammered to short, picked up on the 2nd hop. Got a hustle over to first in time for the out. Excellent play as LeBlanc recovers and makes a strike to first. And it is 1-2-3, nothing across for Paducah. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Flash 4, Chiefs 2 when we return on WSON, your home for Flash Baseball. 2 outs, nobody on. And the batter is leadoff man Dane DeWeese. And first pitch is a called strike, 0-1. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fastball just misses inside. Taking that one was DeWeese, and it's a ball and a strike. I was talking earlier to Wyatt Bowling walking into the ballpark, and at first, swing and a ball hammered, line drive, base hit up the middle for DeWeese. And I was just going to say to Wyatt, I thought it was Dane. I wasn't paying attention. I said, Dane. He said, what? I said, sorry, Wyatt. I thought you were Dane. I said, well, here's why I said that. And I said, hey, it would be a missed opportunity if Dane's nickname wasn't Wheezy because of the name Wees, DeWeese, I should say, DeWees. And he thought that was good. Runner goes. Quick throw to second is not in time. Stolen base. DeWeese, who led the league in stolen bases, gets his first one here. 2 singles tonight for Dane. The 1-0 pitch to LeBlanc. Inside. Two balls and no strikes to LeBlanc with a runner at second. A big chance here to manufacture another run. He squares to bunt. It's a strike on a curveball from Vosters. I'm assuming Vosters. I could say Vosters, but I feel like it's Vosters. If there was an F in the beginning, it would be Fosters. Insert the V, Vosters. The pitch, swinging the ball, hit in the air right at Price. He literally doesn't have to move for the catch and the out. And that does retire the side here in the 6th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We are now making our way to the 7th. When we return, it's more Henderson Flash Baseball in Game 3 of the 3-game series against Paducah. When we return, it's WSON. To WSON's coverage of Henderson Flash Baseball. Top of the 7th inning, it's Colin McClure, Nathan Lang, and the leadoff man, Will Gibbs. First pitch is a called strike. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. McClure couldn't hold off on it. Nothing in 2 now to McClure. Singled in the 3rd, popped out to right field in the 2nd, batting for the 3rd time tonight. In the dirt, Mutah out for his now 3rd inning. He pitched in the 5th, 6th, and now the 7th. Coach J.D. Art might just let it ride. If something happens and he does well, he's going to face, let's see, the next 3 hitters haven't faced him. And he's already pitched 2 complete 3-up, 3-down innings. Ground ball back to Mouton. He will jog to first, underhand to Evans for the out. One of the things that Aiden Mouton wanted to do was get some innings on the mound. That opportunity presented itself a couple of weeks ago, and I believe every time he's been out there, he has been not only somewhat effective, he's been very effective. And you look at tonight, he's faced 7 hitters and retired all 7, and now he gets Nathan Lang that struck out both times, but guess what? He'll get a hit here. I hope I'm 1,000% wrong. First pitch, though, is a called strike on the outside edge. Struck out in the third inning, struck out again in the fourth inning. Misses with that one, does Mutah. The count evens at a ball and a strike. 1 out, nobody on. Paducah batting in the top of the 7th inning. High. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And I mean a big cut. That uppercut looked like Mike Tyson in the late 80s. But he was swinging it there, unfortunately. Lang battling with 2-2 and a ball hammered but foul. You might remember this guy about a month ago hit an absolute jack to left center field when Paducah. It was a great game with Paducah in the Flash, but in the end, I think Paducah won that one 10-7. Check swing and said he didn't even offer at it. New baseball in now for Mutah. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You'd love to get this guy here and have him face Will Gibbs with nobody on. The leadoff hitter always dangerous in this Paducah lineup. And the 3-2 outside, ball 4. First walk since the first hitter that Mutah faced, and then he later got the double play to make it a 3-up, 3-down inning. 1 out, tying run at the plate here in the top of the 7th inning. Mutah pitching for his 3rd inning. He's pitched 2 1/3 thus far. Curveball low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. The pitch is a ground ball. Could be 2. Let's go to second for 1. Over to first. God almighty. Couldn't hold on to it. And again, that's the nuances of wearing a glove that you haven't worn very often. Played about 4 games over there, and that would have been a double play ball had he been able to hold on to it. But it must be said that one was in the dirt. So a runner at first now and 2 outs following the ground out, the fielder's choice by Gibbs that retired Nathan Lang at second base. Gibbs on at first, good speed there. And now we're going to get a pitching change. He literally saw 9 hitters, I believe, 3, 6, 9. And they're going to take out Mutah in relief, and we'll find out who it is when we return. It's Henderson Flash Baseball, and you are listening to WSON. Back in just a moment. very good hitter coming up. Interesting that they would, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Terry's a switch hitter, but maybe not, as they're going to face the right-handed Terry against the left-handed throwing Willis. First pitch, hit in the air to center, and that's going to be an easy one. Dane can't see it. Can't see it. Can't see it, and it falls to the ground. Oh, my goodness. He couldn't see it from the moment it was in the air, and he was saying it. You could tell by his body language. Had no idea. Hustling over was York. Neither could make the play, and that could be huge in this one. Oh, my goodness. Of all the things, and it's tough on a pitcher when that happens. All right, first and third, 2 outs. First pitch is low for ball one. Good hustle there by Gibbs going all the way. And just think about it. He catches. If Colton Evans catches the ball at first, we're out of that inning. And now Gibbs all the way at third base. And now you can tell Willis may be a little shook after that as he came in and did his job, but it just didn't work out. At least not this time. 2 balls and no strikes. In the heart of this lineup, Grabowski in the dirt again. Don't know how long you can leave J.D. in, regardless of his experience. He has thrown 3 consecutive pitches in the dirt, and that is the go-ahead run at the plate with 2 outs. They're going to put him on, and I don't blame him. So an intentional walk puts Grabowski on, loads the bases for Kyle Hayes. He has hit into a double play, and he struck out twice. So if there's ever been anybody more due than this guy, Kyle Hayes, we've yet to meet him. Fulton and Miners playing in the top of the 7th inning. Fulton on top 7-1. Runner at first base and 1 out here. Things are a little more interesting. Flash on top 4-2, but the tying runs at second and the go-ahead runs at third. They just intentionally walked Brady Grabowski. Scott Mueller still out there, pitching coach for the Flash. And he's got the baseball in his hand, and with that, they're going to turn it over to another Willamette player, and that is Dylan Turner with 2 outs. And we'll take a timeout, another pitching change right here on WSON. Back with more following this timeout. Oh, and a guy that's been extremely reliable. But I said the same thing about J.D. Willis, and sometimes you just have nights like that, and we certainly understand that. No mark against J.D. But Dylan Turner's been another guy that has brought it every time he steps to the mound, and now he's going to try to work his magic against Kyle Hayes, who's 0 for 3 tonight, with the bases loaded and 2 outs from the stretch, and a pitch. A bit low for ball 1. Now, this is where some umpires, especially if they're not very experienced, will really close that plate down and shrink the corners just a little bit. So Dylan's going to have to challenge Kyle Hayes, the 1-0. And the inside pitch misses, almost hits Hayes, as a matter of fact. So now we're down to a 2-0 count. And just 2 pitches out of the strike zone will bring home the 3rd run of the game for the Chiefs and cut this lead down to 1. The 2-0. Outside corner is a strike, and it's 2-1. He's yet to throw a curveball yet, but the setup of bringing it looks like it's upon us. Turner sets, doesn't even bother looking at the runners, and the 2-1. Low for ball 3. Flash would do just about anything to keep this 2-run lead as we head into the bottom of the 7th, but there's work to be done. 3 balls and a strike, and Hayes may be taking here. The pitch outside for ball 4, and just like that, the wheels slowly starting to come off for the Flash.
Pick up the pace, Toad!
Now batting number 23, Parker Price.
All right, first, second, and third, a run in. It's now 4-3. And I'm telling you, Paducah does not deserve to be anywhere near the Flash in this game. They've done nothing. They've had 2 errors defensively. The Flash had 1, and that could have got him out of the inning. That's a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 1 run in. It's a 4-3 Flash lead in the 7th. The 0-1. Ground ball picked up by Evans. It's a fair ball. He'll step on the bag, and that'll do it. Evans bounces back in a huge way to make it or keep it a 1-run advantage for your Flash. 1 run. Let's see. Didn't even get a hit. There was 1 error and 3 left on base. Flash lead at 4-3. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning following this timeout on WSON. Hurt and Nate York, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Henderson Flash, batting here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch outside for ball 1. Lacey, the batter. Vosters, who came in the game back in the bottom of the 5th inning, working here in the 7th. Got a little wild with that one.
What we've got here is
One ball and no strikes. A trip to the mound by Luke Diamond, the Chiefs catcher. He's back behind the dish. The 1-0 offering from Foster's, and for whatever reason, the umpire wasn't ready. The 1-0 pitch from Foster's. The right-hander kicks and fires. Outside corner, evens a count at a ball and a strike. Bottom of the 7th, Flash 4. Paducah 3, the pitch. Swing and a ball hit in the outfield right at Price. He'll come in and pimp the catch for out number 1. One out for Ellis Hurt. Got a single, made it all the way to third. As a matter of fact, the Flash had runners at second and third with no out, or make that one out, but did not score. Miners are back in it with a double to center field. It's now 7-2 as they bat in the bottom of the 7th inning against Fulton. The winner will play the winner of this game on Thursday. Depending on who wins, will have everything to do where that game is played in the championship series best of 3. The 1-0 pitch outside to Hurt, and it's 2-0. Now it should be noted that our guy, Ellis Hurt, does not walk a lot. As a matter of fact, he has 2 for the season. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. So the likelihood to have 131 at bats and only 2 walks, not a good one. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Loves to swing at that outside fastball. Hit it for a double on Monday night. Now battles with 1 out, nobody on, and the 2-2 pitch from Foster's. Low for ball 3. Luke Diamond trying to show up the umpire a little bit. Was going to try to make his post-strikeout throw down to third base. Not so fast, the umpire says. And now it's 3-2 to Ellis, who's going to battle here. The pitch popped up, out of play. One out, nobody on, in a 4-3 game in which the Flash lead it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Paducah down to their final 6 outs when they come to plate in the 8th. The 3-2. And a ground ball to McClure. He backhands and fires to first. For the out. 6-3, and there's 2 away. For Nate York. Nate's had a good night. He did strike out in the first inning, made up from that by reaching on an error on a bad throw to first. Later scored on the hit by Colton Evans. That made it a 4-2 ball game at that point. Actually, that made it a 2-2 game in the 5th inning. He also singled and stole a base back in the 5th. And the pitch outside for ball 1. York takes the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner. York batting .220 on the season. Does have 22 hits. Of that, 19 are singles with 3 doubles. That one must have caught a corner. The corner of his eye. Called strike 1 and 2. The pitch from Foster's again. Lined but foul down the right field side and out of play.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Paducah will have Luke Diamond, Ben Brombaugh, and Colin McClure, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. The 2-2 on the way from Bosters. Swing and a miss, and we are done with the 7th inning. The Flash go down 1-2-3, nothing across. We move to the 8th. It's still a 4-3 game. The Flash lead it when we return. It's Game 3 of the 3-game series from Flash Field on WSON. And Paducah will send to the plate Luke Diamond, Ben Brombaugh, and Colin McClure. Again, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. This part of the lineup hasn't done a lot of damage. It does have a couple of hits and a run scored. That being Brombaugh and McClure, with Brombaugh scoring that run back in the 4th inning. But other than that, it hasn't been a team that's hit the ball very well. They didn't hit it all that well last night in Paducah, did the Chiefs. But there again, they were there when the last out was made. They had the lead, and they deserved it. Now tonight, the Flash had a 2-run lead. Could have closed it out on a couple of plays, but again, that's just how baseball goes sometimes. Certainly wasn't intentional. First pitch. Hit in the air to Lacey at third. He'll back up a couple of steps. Make the play in foul territory, or in fair territory, I believe, because the column right in front of me blocks that view. Quickly, one pitch and one out. Brombaugh bats for the 4th time tonight. Still 7-2 in the top of the 8th inning in Madisonville in Game 3 of that series. Fulton leads it. A lot of things can change with both of these games. First pitch, foul ball to Brombaugh, 0-1. Grounded out to the pitcher, singled and scored in the 4th inning, and then grounded out to short in his 3 previous plate appearances. Brombaugh, the center fielder, digs in, and the pitch is grounded to second. I don't know where Evans was going. My gosh, where was he going? Thank goodness he got over to cover. Colton, let somebody else play the right side. You get the first. And again, nothing on Colton. He is playing a brand new position in a big game tonight. But how about that with Dylan Turner covering over there for the out. 4-1 on the cut, the out, and there's 2 outs for McClure. First pitch swinging, 0-1. I could see when that ball was hit that Colton said, I've got to get to it. He's got a very good second baseman in Taylor Head. He's also a guy that started the season at shortstop and then made the change to second. Also played some first this year and even some third base before LeBlanc took over at short. Ground ball right to Head. He'll knock it down. Over to first and a 1-2-3, 8th inning. We head to the bottom of inning number 8, still 4-3. Henderson leading it. Don't go anywhere. Back with more Flash Baseball when we return on WSON. He was a big thorn in our side early in the season. I don't know if we've got to see him since then. That closed the door on Max Vosters. He went the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings. And trying to see, came in with 1 out in the 5th. So 2 2/3 innings for Vosters. During that time, Vosters gave up 1, 2, 3 hits. And on that, the runs were actually to Limbach. Struck out, I've got him striking out 1, 2, 3 on the night. And I think he walked 1 or none. Didn't look like he walked anybody. Swing and a ball hit in the air to center. Down for a base hit. Ian Reagan starts things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a positive way as he got off the schneid. 3 strikeouts in a row before that single. Good job, Ian. Let's see how aggressive they'll be. Taylor Head struck out the last 2 times up, plus grounded to short. It's a 4-3 lead for the Flash here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll square to bunt, gets it down, but foul. Like the idea, he was bunting for a base hit there. Charging from third was Aiden Terry, but he was going to go right at Hayes, who was holding the runner at first. And I believe if he catches it right, he's going to beat the pitcher over to the bag. 0-1 now to Taylor Head, playing second tonight for the Flash. The pitch, squaring again to bunt. Down but foul. And it's 0-2 now on Taylor. I believe he told me Chattanooga Junior College is where he's going to be heading in the fall after this summer session with the Henderson Flash concludes. The 0-2 and a beauty right on the outside corner. Taken all the way was Head for make that 3 strikeouts on the night for Taylor. First strikeout for McLaurin. He's a good one. The fact that we let things off with a single was a good sign. Head kind of got into a bind by fouling off the first 2 bunt attempts and working out of an 0-2 count. Evans had a big single and an RBI back in the 4th inning. Digs in here. Reagan at first base, not going anywhere. First pitch, breaking ball inside for ball 1. They're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Fulton leads Madisonville 7-2. We'll keep you updated on that as far as the final is concerned. 4-3 Flash lead here. That one's in the dirt. Oh, runner's gonna go to second. He's gonna be thrown out easily at the base, and there's 2 away. Thought it was gonna get away further, but it just didn't for Reagan. So he's caught stealing. And there's 2 down now. Evans will remain at the plate. In the top of the 9th inning, Nathan Lang, Will Gibbs, and Aiden Terry, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Paducah. First pitch, or make that the second pitch, low, make that the third pitch. Low to Evans, 3-0 now. Be nice to get Evans on. Give Crawdaddy a crack. He's been putting the ball in play well. And that's a strike, taken all the way there, and justifiably so. Was Evans. Got a chance at the 5th and last place team in the OVL to make it to the championship round, the 3-1. Line drive, that's a base hit to right. Evans hustling to first, and he's there safely. And Price is just the player to try to throw out a runner at first base in a college-level baseball game. Evans is safe there, second hit of the inning for the Flash. Unfortunately, Reagan was caught stealing. Corville will bat here. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Got a stolen base and a run scored as well. 2 outs. Evans at first. The pitch. Curveball is a called strike. You could have called that a strike, a ball, and almost a hit batsman. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Low and outside. 1-1. Now here's the playoff scenario. If the Flash holds serve in the 9th inning, at the very worst, they will go to Madisonville for a 3-game series. Game 2 would be here. If Fulton wins and the Flash were to hold on, they would be here Friday and possibly again on Sunday, with the road game being in Fulton on Saturday. However, if they lose, it's over. The 1-2. Ground ball, base hit, right side. Corville with a base hit. His second of the night. That moves Evans to second. And Dane DeWeese, who had a base hit his last time up. He's got 2 tonight, as a matter of fact. The Flash have 1, 2, 3. I think they have 3 guys tonight with 2 hits and a couple of more. Maybe 3 or 4 more with 1 hit, as they have 10 for the game. Dane DeWeese steps in. Evans at second. Corville at first. Curveball is a strike. 0-1. Now how big was the throw out of Ian Reagan, who just kind of lost the ball when it got away from the catcher, Luke Diamond. The 0-1. That's a called strike. 2 back-to-back really tough pitches on the outside corner, and now it's DeWeese battling a no-ball, 2-strike count. First and second, that's Corville and Evans. 2 outs and the pitch on the 0-2. Chopper, and that's going to be the third baseman, Terry, over to first in time, and that'll do it for the Flash as they get a couple on, but they do not score. Folks, we're going to head to the 9th inning. Flash leading 4-3. What's at stake? A chance to play in the championship series starting on Friday night. We'll come back with the final when we return on WSON. Coming in for Dylan Turner, number 99, Pierce Herrenbruck, and he was nice enough to give us a couple of minutes in the pregame as we had him on as a guest on Diamond Discussion. Young man is from Evansville. He was homeschooled until the age of 12 and then played his high school baseball in Evansville. Threw over 50 innings in his freshman year of college this year. I believe he said Wren Lake, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to be the guy to try to close it out. He'll face Nathan Lang, Will Gibbs, and Aiden Terry at the very least. Lang, the DH, batting in the 9th spot, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. He's batting for the 4th time tonight. He'll be followed by Will Gibbs, the second baseman on deck. The right-hander kicks and fires outside, and I mean way outside for ball 1. It's going to be one of those innings. Plays are going to have to be made. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Big cut. Nothing doing from Lang. Herrenbruck evens the count at a ball and a strike. 4 runs, 10 hits, and an error for Henderson. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Paducah. High for ball 2. 2-1 now. Two balls and a strike. Herrenbruck fires outside ball 3. My goodness, are we going to do this again? One can only imagine what is going through the mind of Pierce Herrenbruck right now as he battles with a 3-1 count. And that one's hit foul and out of play.
No.
That thing was hit about 280 feet in the air and about 180 feet out in the foul territory. Looks like it's going to go take a restroom break as it went all the way out there beyond the Henderson Brewing Company van. I was told earlier my car was hit tonight. The 3-2. There! Whoa, my goodness! Well, they got that one on you, Blue, because that guy just took a walk and pimped it while you were making the call, or not making the call, as it were. So now a runner at first base, and that's a huge one. It's the tying run with nobody out, and the leadoff coming to the plate. That would have been the guy I least likely wanted to walk. But again, that is baseball. The pitch is a bunt. It's in the air, right back. No, it's going to be to Herrenbruck. He'll go to first, but I thought it was going to go to Herrenbruck, and he could have went to second. But he gets the runner over on the sacrifice, does Gibbs. 1-3, I guess. Was it him or was it Head? Who was covering on that? Was that Head covering on that, or was that the first baseman? Okay. The good news is there was an out, but unfortunately a runner at second. And now Aiden Terry, who's singled, walked in a huge error in center field by DeWeese, who just didn't see the ball. And it happens from time to time. You just don't expect it from a guy like Dane DeWeese. He guys played an outstanding center field and been a lockdown leadoff hitter and an all-league team performer as well. First pitch, a swing and a miss, 0-1. Paducah down to their final 2 outs. Herrenbruck the pitch. Strike at the belt. And I love it. In Major League Baseball, they won't let you get out of the box and walk around. This guy not only walked around, now he calls timeout, and he's going to get a hug from his third base coach. And he is exactly whining about this, and that's all that's in his head right now. But maybe he's going to straighten out everything with the third base coach, maybe head coach, I'm not sure. They never give us the names of the coaches on their lineup cards for whatever reason, and that's okay. So here we go. Tying run down at second for Paducah. No balls and 2 strikes. I feel like they're not going to throw a strike in this situation. They're going to maybe waste one, but we'll see. He's still got to guard the plate, will Aiden Terry. And the 0-2 offering on its way. Outside, called, third strike, and that was a beauty. And he wants to talk more. He may be done in just a second. Let him keep talking. He's going to head to the dugout after the strikeout. And there is now 2 away. First strikeout for Herrenbruck. And arguably the best hitter on the team in Brady Grabowski will step to the plate to face the right-handed hard-throwing Pierce Herrenbruck. 2 outs and a runner at second. Flash looking to move on to the championship round. Good pitch on the outside corner is a call. Strike, 0-1. Herrenbruck from the stretch gets his sign from Reagan. The right-hander sets at the chest, and the 0-1. And that's hammered into left. That's going to get down, but is it going to be a good? Nope, they're going to get it in very quickly. Here's a run to the plate. Nobody's at the plate. My gosh! And just like that, they get the runner at second, but the tying run scores. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning, tied at 4. It is Henderson Flash Baseball on WSON. way, as Paducah did get a run on that single by Grabowski. And there's been a couple of plays here and there that has put Flash in harm's way. But what didn't was the play that Ian Reagan just made as that ball was thrown to the plate by Nate York. The run came in to score. He was too far away from the plate to make a play at the plate, so he quickly threw to second and got Grabowski that had the game-tying hit thrown out at second, and that left it tied at 4 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tyson LeBlanc takes the first pitch, a curveball for a called strike, 0-1. Flash, all he needed to do is get a runner on and get him home. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Jack McLaurin, he's a good one. He's about to show you why. Swing and a miss. Ball's dropped, throw to first is out. Second strikeout of the night for McLaurin, and Logan Lacey will bat. Missed opportunities. If you look back at this one, one out, nobody on. First pitch is a breaking ball high and inside for ball 1. If you're going to get a guy on, might as well be this one, and it might as well be a double. That one's high, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled out of play. Not Logan's best swing of the night. The 2-1. Dips down, goes sidearm. Lacey thought it was low and in. It was a called second strike, that is. But I'll tell you this, he steps right back up to the plate, ready for the 2-2. That's a ground ball to third, knocked down by Terry with the throw to first in time, 2 gone. Did not have a good feeling since we hit the 7th inning. And I think it really just, the play in center that Deweese just could not get a read on, the ball in center. And after that, JD could have got out of that in one pitch, but instead couldn't get a ball over the plate after that. So he came in with Dylan Turner. They end up walking in a run, does Dylan. And now we're all tied at 4, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch called strike, 0-1. Ellis appears to be the final hope here if he can get on. I'll say it again, strike 2. This Paducah team does not deserve to be in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 9th inning on the road. The 0-2 is a ground ball to third, picked up by Terry, and a strike to first. 1, 2, 3, go the Flash. We head to the 10th. It's free baseball when we return. Flash coverage of the OVL postseason on WSON. thing. So international rules here in the 10th inning. A runner will be at second base with nobody out. The batter is Kyle Hayes facing Pierce Herrenbrook. Good lead down there at second. And the pitch. Swinging the ball, hammered into center field. That's a base hit. And here comes a runner. Is he going to try to score? No. First and third. And he absolutely ate that pitch. Kyle Hayes smashed that into center. So now there's a runner at first and third. And a very, very good opportunity for them to score here in the top of the 10th inning. Just like that, this game has flipped completely away from the Flash, and they have got a ton of work to do. And this is still a very winnable game, as it took them 10 innings to get their 7th hit and a chance to take the lead for Paducah. Not sure who the runner is at third base. We'll just keep up with him. He's kind of a ghost man, if you will, because it may be the batter that batted ahead of maybe Grabowski, or it could even be somebody else in the game. All right, Parker Price, the coolest guy on the field, steps up with a chance to do something huge here, and that's give his team back the lead. 4-4 in the top of the 10th inning. Herrenbrook with the pitch. Outside corner's a called strike, 0-1. Got a long way to battle here. The infield is set in such a way that they're set up. The corners are on the edge of the grass. Throw to first. Runner back safely. Middle infield is set up for the double play. So he is hit up the middle to second or short. They're going to concede that run and try to play for a smaller amount inning. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Things change dramatically if this next pitch is a third strike, because then you can put everybody back in order, play for the double play ball, or just go out there and strike out Luke Diamond. All that works. Now they're going to decide to go ahead and bring it in. Both LeBlanc and Head join Lacey and Evans in on the grass. The 0-2. Swinging a ball hit out of play left side. I just feel like you got to get something inside on this guy. Something way inside. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And Price will take a seat, and that's one away. I have now two strikeouts now for Herrenbrook. One away for Luke Diamond. And there's going to be a substitution here for Diamond. And that's going to be number 27. Danny Rollins, the other catcher for this team, will come to bat for Luke Diamond. First pitch misses for ball one. Again, first and third. Nobody. I make that now one out. I'm sorry. One out for the Flash. First and third. Throw to first. Runner safely back at the bag. Again, runners at the corners for Paducah, batting here in the top of the 10th inning with one out. And the backup catcher, Danny Rollins, he caught in the win last night, the 1-0. High for ball two. My goodness. Give this guy something to hit. He's not starting tonight for a reason. Anything up the middle is going to be a double play capability. Anything from maybe first and third, or maybe even pitcher to third, is going to be a play at the plate. Good pitch on the outside corner. And Herrenbrook is finally in the count at 2-1. Rollins will be followed by Brombaugh. He's been a problem before. He's got a hit tonight as well. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. And I mean, he swung the moment Ian Reagan caught it. That's when the swing from Rollins began. One more pitch from 2 outs. Herrenbrook sets, gets his sign, delivers. Popped up, out of play.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all.
4-4, the score, top of the 10th inning. Paducah batting here at Flash Field. The 2-2 from Herrenbrook. Foul back again. Wyatt Bowling bringing out an extra baseball or two for the home plate umpire. Puts those away, and we are back to live action. Throw to first. Just a kind of a token throw there. Can't say enough how impressed I was with the integrity of the young man in our booth earlier tonight, 8-year-old Grayson Wilson. We'll be talking more about him in the morning. The 2-2. In the air, Lacey tries to give chase, but he's going to run out of real estate. Good at bat for Danny Rollins. Not to be confused with Danny Rojas. It takes a minute. Ted Lasso, thank you. No. 2 balls, 2 strikes still to Rollins, who's in batting for Luke Diamond. Herrenbrook trying to keep it a 4-4 game. Good pitch on the outside corner. A breaking ball for a called third strike. Back-to-back Ks for our guy, Herrenbrook. And that's going to mean it's all going to boil down to Ben Brombaugh. Got a single in 4 plate appearances. He's 1 for 4. Runner still at the corners here with 2 outs. Throw to first. Just to let the runner know we're thinking about him. I don't know about the speed of Kyle Hayes necessarily, the cleanup hitter who's down at first base. I know they're trying to keep him close. The first pitch to Brombaugh on the way from Herrenbrook. Fastball in the outside corner. It's a called strike. And I'll say this about Paducah hitters. They worry more about close pitches than any other hitting team that we've seen come in here this year. There's always that one team that moans and complains. Tonight, it's been the Chiefs. Foul ball, it's 0-2, and Herrenbrook has a chance here to get out of the 10th inning unscathed. With international rules, a runner started at second for the Chiefs, and then right after that, the first pitch swinging, Kyle Hayes scorches one to Deweese in center field, and it's been runners at the corners ever since. The 0-2. Back at Herrenbrook, and that's going to be a run. My God. Just absolutely down to the last everything again. Take back everything I said. This Paducah team belongs exactly where it's at right now. They've made all the right moves, made all the right plays, and now it's a 5-4 lead for the Chiefs. Now batting will be Colin McClure. Runner at second base, 2 outs, 1-run game. Paducah leads. That first pitch fastball is a called strike, 0-1. Flasher got a lot of work to do when they come to the plate. That's if it stays a 1-0 game as Nate York, Ian Reagan, and Taylor Head all waiting for their chance. The 0-1. Fouled it back, and it's 0-2. And here's where we were just a moment ago. 2 strikes and 2 outs, and a scorching base hit up the middle by Brombaugh, his second hit of the night. Now McClure in the same situation. He also had a hit in his second plate appearance tonight, but hitless otherwise. Here's the 0-2 from Herrenbrock, and a swing and a miss, strike three. And thankfully, that retires his side. 4 Ks on the night for Herrenbrook. Well, it is a 5-4 lead for Paducah. When we return, Flash down to their final 3 outs of the season. When we return, it's WSON, your home for Flash baseball. For Paducah, it should be noted that the Fulton Railroaders have knocked off Madisonville. They'll be in the championship game. And, of course, the number 5 team in a 5-team league would make the championship this year in the OVL Party of 5. And the Flash are hoping that they're one of them. Now, here's the only problem with that. Nate York and Ian Reagan at Taylor Head have got something to say about it. Runner is at second. I'll get who that is in a moment. Ellis Hurt is the base runner. Short lead at second for Ellis right now. They're going to spin around to nothing. Playing in on the grass he's moved back now. They've kind of figured out that Nate York may not be bunting in this situation. Nate is 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts and a run scored. The pitch is low strike right at the knees. I guess it's not low if it's at the knees. That's definitely in the strike zone. Hey, but congratulations, the Railroaders. Man, they had tough times this year. Losers of 13 straight, but they put it all together when they swept the Flash, who had won 8 straight when they headed down there about a month ago. The bunt is missed, and it's quickly 0-2. And just like that, opportunities are just slipping by the wayside for the Flash. They gave up a run in the 7th, a run in the 9th, and a run in the top of the 10th inning, and that's why Paducah leads at 5-4. And they've earned every stretch of it, especially over the last 3 innings, did the Chiefs. That one gets away, and the runner he slips and falls. My God, what is going on? Ellis Hurt went to go to third. The ball was 30-plus feet away from the plate. And when he did, he slipped and had to go halfway down and all the way back to second. Oh, this has been a nightmare the last couple of innings. And a nail-biter at the same time. That's low and outside. 2-2 now to Nate York. Oh, my gosh. McLaurin with the 2-2. In the dirt now. Oh, my God. He still almost didn't make it to third. He had a little slippage on the way there. So now the tying runs at third with nobody out. You desperately want to get this guy on base, not only for a better chance for the win, or for the tie, but for the win as well. McLaurin, a runner at third, the 3-2. Swing and a ball hit, and that was the bat that went as far as the ball. And he's going to get another one. And I think he needs he's wanting something, a little extra help with something to stick there. All right, runners at third. That's Ellis Hurt. At the plate, still Nate York, nobody out. York's going to get a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds to make that bat a little stickier around the handle. I mean, that bat probably went a good 90 feet away or better. And I think what he's changing is his batting gloves. It's like he's putting on a fresh pair, helmet on, and he's got the bat. Now I think he's going to go for the pine tar rag, and he does. So after all of that, what I like about it, if you like anything about being in a tight situation, is the fact that McLaurin has had to stand on that mound thinking about the 3-2 pitch. Nate York back at the plate, runner at third, and the pitch on the way. Inside for ball 4, and a great at bat for Nate York, as that puts runners at the corners with no outs for Ian Reagan, who singled his last time up, breaking that 0 for 3 with 3 Ks to start the game. Didn't keep his head down long. So he has a chance to knock in the tying run, which that will allow everyone in the booth and the stands and the dugout to exhale. The pitch from McLaurin is low for ball 1. Reagan will be followed by Taylor Head, also with 3 strikeouts tonight, and a ground out to short. Time is called. Reagan didn't like the moment, as it were, as he wants to set a new tone. York with good speed might be going at any time. Not now, he's not. There's a check swing in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Maybe a half check swing at best. The 2-0 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and I'm going to say Reagan might have been a little bit behind that fastball as McLaurin let it rip, and it's 2-1 now. The pitch outside, and it's 3-1. McLaurin went for the outside corner. May have caught some of it, but it was a little high, probably just above the belt, it looked like from here. Big pitch coming from McLaurin. Could load the bases, we'll see. Hit in the air, that's a tough one. It's going to get down, and the Flash have tied it up. Runners at first and second, and they throw it away. Oh, they're going to throw it. No, they're not going to throw to third. Thank goodness, as the Flash have come alive with a game-tying base hit off the bat of Ian Reagan. So that'll put York at third. Taylor Head is the batter. Time is called, and Paducah just realized that this is a brand new ball game. And the guy that's going to be heading, I believe, to Chattanooga Community College, or Chattanooga JC, as it were, Taylor Head is going to get a chance to swing the bat here, or maybe he won't. Not sure yet. As Brandon Boxer heads over, he's going to talk with a couple of the guys, maybe checking something with JD, and maybe all right, let's set the scene here. Ian Reagan just knocked in the tying run. So he's down at first base. Nate York went from first to third on that short bloop to right. Runner goes, and a ground ball. Is it fair? No, just foul. Good swing of the bat by Taylor Head. He likes to hit that inside fastball. He'll turn on it. We've seen him hit a couple of balls in the corner in huge situations, and I mean deep balls into the left field corner for extra bases that bring in big runs. The pitch, runner goes again. That one's outside. Now runners are at second and third. You might want to put Head on here if you're Paducah, just thinking ahead of things, because you want to set up the out at every base. Right now, everybody on the Paducah defense, infield-wise, is on the grass. The 1-1 from McLaurin, forthcoming. That one's fouled out of play, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And again, I like this at bat from Taylor Head as he looked for his pitch early and got it. Just got around on it, just got the head of the bat around just a little quickly. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Second and third, tie game in the 10th. Ground ball to third, plays at the plate. It's not in time, and the Henderson Flash move on to the championship game. They win it 6-5 in 10 innings here at Flash Field in Game 3 of the OVO playoffs. They will take on the Fulton Railroaders Friday night, 6:30 here at Flash Field in the best-of-3 championship series. I got to tell you something. I said it in the 10th inning, and I meant it. The Paducah Chiefs, they earned their moment. They got here, they clawed, they took the lead. Before that, they were not deserving of a team to win that championship, and then all of a sudden, the little engine you could, did, and they got back in this game and they took the lead. But I'm going to tell you, there's a tougher mind, tougher mindset, and the ability to win a big game in the other dugout, and that is the Henderson Flash. We'll talk more about it. It's the Scoreboard Show next, following this timeout on WSON. Time now to take a look at the scoring and how things all turned out in this one. Henderson Flash would take the lead. Actually, they would fall behind in this one, as in the 4th inning, it was Parker Price walking a strikeout of Luke Diamond, and a single by Ben Brombaugh, another single by Colin McClure, and that would make the score 2-0. The Flash would match that energy, as they got a run in the 3rd inning, did the Flash. Flash tied it up on a error by the pitcher. Nate York reached base, and then with a single by Colton Evans, that would make it a 2-2 ball game. Flash would score 2 runs following a double by LeBlanc, a walk by Lacey, and a single by Ellis Hurt, another single by Nate York, and that would make the game at that point 4-2. It was the little engine that could tonight for Paducah. They got a run in the 7th to make it a 4-3 game. Another run in the 9th to tie it on a great way to end that game. But unfortunately, they couldn't hold on to it, as Henderson would score. Would fall behind 5-4 in the 10th inning. They would come into the bottom of the 10th with a runner at second with the international rules. Nate York would walk He would later score on the bloop single. That was the runner at third, I should say, would score on the bloop single by Reagan. And then Nate York would come in as the fielder's choice by Taylor Head. He hit it to third. They threw to home, and the catcher could not hold on to it. And the Henderson Flash win it in grand fashion. 6 runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Flash. 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Paducah Chiefs. It's going to be the Flash and the Railroaders, would you believe, when we return to action here Friday night at the ballpark. When we come back, joining us is going to be Mr. Clay Bolin. He is, of course, the president and GEO and the owner of this Flash squad. We'll talk to him next following this timeout. Well, we're going to go to the top on this one and bring in Clay Bolin. And Clay, we haven't talked to you probably since about week 2 of the season. Talk about the fact that you said, you know what, we'll sacrifice winning a regular season banner in hopes of winning a postseason championship, which we haven't done before. Talk about just the win tonight. And like you told me, you just couldn't watch it there at the end. But when it all came down and your team won, how'd you feel tonight?
It was unreal, Steve. You know, we've last 4 years we won our division. We got 4 division championships on the wall out there. I told the guys for the last 2 weeks, like, I don't care about the regular season piece. We want to hang the big banner. We've got the best pitching staff in the league. We knew we could lean on them when we needed to. All we needed to do was hit just a little bit. We got some situational stuff here throughout the game to capitalize on that, and it was enough to pull out and beat a great Paducah team.
Talk about tonight. Your starting pitcher, Kiefer Parsons, didn't pitch bad, but he pitched well enough to keep it a 2-2 game as he went 4 innings, 2 runs on 5 hits. Actually, I think it wound up being that's right, 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. But the big guy tonight is Pierce Herrenbruck, and Pierce is a guy that was a partial performer this year. Played at the end of the season. He played 50 innings, or I should say pitched 50 innings in college, so he definitely wanted to take it easy on the arm a little bit. Talk about what his addition has been to this team here the last 3 weeks.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because, I mean, Pierce brings straight fuel. His arm is so big. And he's got a situational type deal where we knew he was limited on innings, so we brought him in intentionally to be a closer, and that's what he does. I mean, he shuts it down. I couldn't be more proud of the guys. You know, it's we hadn't made it easy all year.
No, we have not.
We hadn't put up big numbers offensively, but we've got timely hits. We executed when we had to. JD was awesome tonight as far as the situational substitutions with the pitchers. And I mean, I don't know. I felt like Billy, what's his name in Moneyball. I was hiding over there in between the in the trucks over there. I couldn't even watch there at the end. But and to be honest with you, I forgot all about the international rules. I didn't even notice that they had scored initially. When I came back out, I was like, oh man, we're down. But then I remember what was going on. So, hey, props to all our guys. I mean, we just got dudes. We got dudes. They've been on a mission all year. They've been bought in all year. They're all together. They get along. They've been great with the community, with the kids. We got Grayson Miller over here that's out again tonight, that's fighting leukemia. We dedicated the playoffs to him the other night. He was out, got to celebrate with the guys. In fact, he's on the mound right now, working on fixing the mound for him.
What you don't know is he did an inning live on the air with me tonight, also.
Oh, that's awesome!
And he did a wonderful job. I can't think of any better person that you would dedicate this postseason to than our friend Grayson Wilson, 8-year-old young man. Again, like you said, battling leukemia.
Yep.
Real quick,
Yep.
You talked about J.D. Arndt. He's a guy that has kind of a bend, but don't break personality. He never panics, and this went into extra innings. And, of course, this game went into extra innings.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But, again, you've got the right guy at the head of this team.
Yeah, he doesn't flinch. He's been through so much through the years, and he's a baseball savant. He knows he just knows how to make the calls. I mean, and to be honest with you, Steve, what's just crazy is it played out almost identical to how we talked about before the game.
Mm-hmm.
He had the pitchers lined up, almost inning verbatim. We got what we needed out of Kiefer. The moment wasn't too big for him. He pitched in his conference championship during college. He was ready for it. He got us the 4 innings we needed. Mouton was a stud coming out, fueling it about 90-91 for a couple innings. Dylan locked it down when we needed to, and Pierce shut the door for the most part. And I can't speak enough. I'm so excited. We got another chance to run it at a championship. Fulton had a big upset tonight at Madisonville. So we're home with home field advantage Friday against Fulton. We're hoping we can get I want all of Henderson here Friday night because this is I felt like this is our year from day one. We just had to execute, and we did tonight.
Well, Clay, congratulations to you and yours, my friend, and we'll see you Friday night.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Clay Bowling joining us in the postgame, and that's going to do it for the broadcast. Flash win it 6-5 in 10 innings. They win the opening round of the OVL tournament. They'll be in the championship round, best of 3, on Friday night here at home against the Fulton Railroaders. For Isaac Thatcher back at studio control, my guy Pookie Pop-Tart right here, and that is, what is your name again? Wyatt Ellenberg. I'm Steve Tower. Until next time, we'll see you Friday night at Flash Field. So long.